Hi, good day to everyone. I welcome you for the session on ARM instruction set. In this session, we are going to discuss about the features of the ARM instruction set, the instruction groups, and the list of various instructions available in ARM instruction set. Instruction set of ARM processor, if you see, all the instructions in ARM processor are 32 bits length, means all instructions are of fixed size. We have already seen this one, and most of the instructions execute in a single cycle. Okay, and each instruction can be controlled, can be executed conditionally, means we can give some condition for the execution, like we have seen in the previous example 8051 and PIC microcontrollers. We have seen there are some conditional flags based on the conditions, for example 0 flag, sign flag, like that. Based on the conditions, based on the flags, we can execute the instructions. So that is possible in, means all the instructions can be executed like that. So that is the beauty of this ARM instruction set. Also, since it is using the load store architecture, in the previous lectures we have seen about load store architecture, what is it, and how to use, like what is the feature of this load store architecture we have seen. And in this load store architecture, the data processing instructions act only on registers, which we have seen already. So the data process, there are instructions which are coming under data processing, means which will process the data, and those instructions will act only on registers. It won't process the data, it won't access the memory. Okay, it cannot access, it won't access the memory content. It will, like, the all the operands should be coming from the registers only, and the result will be stored again back in the registers. That we should understand. So that is the load store architecture. Okay, there is no memory to memory copy or paste instructions here. Okay, we cannot move a data from one memory location to another memory location. So that is also not possible in the load store architecture. Okay, and we have 3 operand format. This also we have seen already. And combined ALU and shifting operations. There is an ALU here, which is arithmetic and logical unit. When it is performing the ALU operation, simultaneously it will do the shifting or rotating operation. For that, we are having one barrel shifter. So the barrel shifter takes care of the shifting or rotating, and then it will send the data to the ALU operation. So because of this, the high speed processing is possible. So these are the features of the ARM instruction set. So coming to types of instructions, all the instructions which are in ARM 7 processor are coming in these, any of these groups. We see there are instructions which comes under data processing type, and there are few instructions which are used to transfer the data from one location to another location. The memory, the location can be a register. Okay, between 2 registers we can transfer, or using some special instructions called load and store instructions, we can move the data, or we can transfer the data between the register and the memory. Okay, and there are instructions which are coming under this control flow instruction. This will change the flow of execution. The sequence of execution can be changed by using this control flow instructions. So these are the 3 categories or 3 groups of instructions available in ARM processor. So these are the complete list of instructions which we are going to see, and some of the instructions we won't see because it will be similar. You see this add instruction which we have studied already. Okay, anyway, these are the instructions, and this slide shows the list of complete instructions which are available in ARM processor. Okay, so the first group is dealing with the data processing. Okay, so in this data processing instructions, you can see these are the instructions available. There are instructions to do arithmetic operations, there are instructions to do logical operations, and the compare operation, and there are instructions which will move the data between the registers. Okay, see here, this register movement, data will be moving between the registers only. So using these 2 instructions we can do it. Okay, so arithmetic, and see this instruction RSB is reverse subtract. Okay, this is called reverse subtract. I'll tell you what it is when we are saying about that. These logical instructions, bit clear, and instruction. Okay, and compare. The examples are given here. Compare. You see, there is a compare instruction here, and this is for testing. Okay, and all these we have seen already. And one more thing to tell you here: the second operand to the ALU will be coming from the barrel shifter. This is most important to understand. Okay, and it is using 3 address instruction format. Since this is a load store architecture, this instruction only work on registers and not on memory. I told you in the previous slide, memory to memory we cannot do. Okay. So data processing instructions again can be divided into these subgroups. There are instructions, all the operands are the registers, and there are instructions with the immediate operands. We have studied this immediate operands already. Okay, and the shifted register operands. So this is on another group, and there are instructions for multiply. Okay, now we'll see the simple register operands. See, simple register operands means, see here. So these are the arithmetic operations we have. These are the instructions: add with carry, this subtract with carry, this is reverse subtract, and this is reverse subtract with carry. Okay, now you see this add instruction. Why this add? See this add instruction, it has 3 operands. See this add instruction, the add instruction is a mnemonic. This ADD is a mnemonic. All these are mnemonics. You know that, right? So all these are mnemonics, and corresponding to this add instruction will be having one opcode. This also we know. We have an opcode which represents the corresponding instruction or mnemonic of the instruction. Okay, opcode will be there. So opcode is here, and then this is one register, this is another register, and this is the next register. So there are 3 registers here. So this is the like R1 is the source register, source operand 1, and this is source operand 2. First source operand, second source operand, and this is the destination operand. R0 is the destination operand. This we have seen already in one of the previous sessions, and anyway I'm telling it here. So these 2 are the source operands, and this is the destination operand. So what this instruction, add instruction, will do, it will add the contents of R1 and the contents of R2, and it will put the result in the destination register. What is the destination register? R0. This we should understand. Okay, so R1 is a 32-bit register, and R2 is also 32-bit register. These 2 32-bit values available in these registers are added, and the result will be stored in the R0 register. R0 also a 32-bit register. Similarly, add with carry, you know, like this is given here. See here. Now we see this is R1 plus R2, and the content of that means the result is stored in R0. And see, add with carry, what it is doing. So ADC is add with carry, and SUB is subtract. See the subtract instruction, you can see this one is source operand 1, and this one is source operand 2. Okay, so what this subtract instruction does, R1 minus R2. See, this is first operand minus second operand. Okay, content of R1 minus content of R2, result will be stored in R0. This is done by the subtract instruction. Now we see this RSB instruction. This is the interesting instruction. See this reverse subtract. What is this reverse subtract? See what we have done in subtract, R1 minus R2. In reverse subtract, just reverse is happening, R2 minus R1, and the result will be stored back in R0. And it is not always R0, R1, R2. We can use any registers available in ARM processor. We know, right? We have registers in a register bank. We have R0 to R15. Total of 16 registers are there. We can use any register here in place of all these 3 positions. So 3 operands are there in all these instructions. Okay. See, RSC is reverse subtract with carry. Okay. So subtraction with carry. So that we should see. So in 8051, we have seen that each and every arithmetic operation will update the flag bits. Okay, there are flags available in 8051, and based on the result of the arithmetic operation, okay, the flag bits such as sign, carry, and then 0 parity bits will be updated. But here in ARM processor, that is not done automatically. By default, the data processing operations don't affect the condition flags. If we want to update the flag bits, the programmer, we need to you need to add one more alphabet in this instruction, that is yes. Okay, we need to add yes. Okay, this yes is updating. If you need to get the condition of the result, then you need to add yes in the instruction. So due to this, the flag bits will be updated. So you need to understand the data processing operation in ARM processor don't affect the condition flags by default. That is most important. Okay, so this is about the arithmetic operations. Coming to bitwise logical operations. You know what is logical operation? You know what is AND operation? See, on all these things, we have 3 operands. These 2 are the source operand. This is the first source operand. This is the second source operand. So what this AND instruction will do, and like R0, R1 is ANDed, bit by bit operation is done, bit by bit AND operation. The bits of R1 register, contents of R1 register is ANDed with the respective data in R2 register, and the result will be stored in the R0 register. I told you always it is not R0, R1, R2. We can change the positions. We can use other registers also. And see this instruction, bit clear instruction. See this bit clear. This is bit clear. What is the use of this instruction? It is used to clear the bits. For a particular bit, if you want to clear, you can use this instruction. So coming to register movement operations. What we have seen in the previous slide are the arithmetic operations and logical operations. Now coming to the register movement operations. You see, in these arithmetic and logical operations, there are 3 operands. We have seen 3 operands here. See, 3 operands are there. R0, R1, R is here. 3 operands are there. That is what is called as 3 address instruction. Okay, so 3 operands are there in these instructions, but now you see there are only 2 operands. Okay, so the first source operand is not needed here. Okay, so move R0, R2. What this will do? This we have seen already in 8051 and PIC microcontroller. Move instruction will move the contents from source register to destination register. So from R2 to R0 it will move. That is what is mentioned here. Okay, so this MVN is move negate. Okay, what is this move negate? What it will do, before moving this content of R2, it will first take the ones complement. Okay, content of this R2 is first complemented, then it will move the contents to the R0 register. So this is about the move negate instruction. Coming to the compare instructions, see this compare instruction compared to the subtract instruction. This compare instructions will not produce any result. This we know already. Subtract instruction will subtract the data and produce the result. It will give the subtraction result of the subtraction. But here this comparisons instructions will not. It will compare. It will subtract only, but it won't produce any result. It won't produce any result. And see, this is compare. This compare negate. What is compare negate? In the instruction we have compare n. This compare negated means what? It will, instead of subtracting, means R1 minus R2 it should do, but instead it will do R1 plus R2. That is what is compare negate. And this is test, and this is test equal. Okay, so this is bit test and this is test equal, whether these two are equal or not. For testing that, we are using this instruction. Okay, and these instructions will update the condition flags. These instructions, the compare instructions, will update the condition flags. Okay, so in these instructions, we don't want to use this yes bit, which I told you in the previous slide. So yes bit is not needed here. Okay, means we don't want to specify any yes in the instruction. So these compare instructions will do it automatically. So immediate operands, in the instructions we can use the immediate operands instead of the registers. See, we have used registers in all these instructions. All are registers only, but we can use the immediate numbers also. You know about this hash symbol. We have studied in 8051. This hash represents the immediate number. So what this will do? See, this instruction will take, for example, add instruction. So add R3, R3, hash 1. So what this will do? this content of R3 is added with this number, immediate number, and then result will be stored in the R3. Okay, and see, one more thing you want to understand, all the operations are 32-bit operations. 32-bit operations means what? If you are giving the number like this 0, it means #1, it will take the number as 0 0 0 0 0 0, 31 zeros, and then one will be added. So this number will be added with this content of R3, and then this will be stored back in R3 itself. Similarly, AND instruction. And see, one more thing you want to understand, this see here, this ampersand symbol, this AND symbol or ampersand symbol is used to specify the number represented here is a hexadecimal number. Okay, so this hexadecimal number and this is the decimal number, so that we should understand. Okay, this is the decimal number, right? To understand, this is the decimal number, this is the hexadecimal number. So shift operations. So these shift register operands are there, and how this shift operation is implemented by using this LSL. See this instruction. See, this is the instruction, and here we have this LSL. See, there are many shift instructions are there. See this LSL, LSR, ASR, and then ROR, RRX. So these are the instructions which will shift or rotate the operands. And this LSL is logical shift left. And how many times you need to shift the number? 3 times. You see, this is the content of a register 0 to 31. Total of 32 bits are available. And if you are executing this instruction, like this instruction add R3, R2, R2, this LSL #3, what it will do? 3 times it will shift. Means what? It will shift the number available in the register 3 times. Okay. So when you are shifting, what will happen? Since it is LSL #3, it will add 3 zeros. Don't consider this one. The diagram or the image shown here is for LSL #5. #5 means 5 zeros you need to add. When you are shifting the number, this side it will be empty, right? So we are adding 5 zeros here. If it is #3, it will be adding 3 zeros. Okay, and then it is added, then result will be stored in the R3 register. Likewise, we have logical shift right, logical shift right, arithmetic shift right, and rotate right, and then rotate right extended. These are the shift and rotate instructions available. Okay, and coming to the multiplying instruction, MUL is the instruction used in multiplying operation. So these are there are 3 operands. These 2 are the source operand, and this is the destination operand. And there is one more instruction called multiply accumulate. See, this is MUL, which is representing the multiply. It will multiply R3 and R2. See here, R3 and R2 are multiplied, and the result will be stored in the R4 register, destination register. In multiply accumulate, what it is done? You see, R3 and R2 are multiplied first. Then the result will be added with this content of R1. You see here, this is first operation. Then the second operation is this one. It will be added like this. Okay, added with content of R1. Then the result will be stored in the R4 register. So this is multiply instruction.
Sir, can we have the same register mentioned twice in a command?
What?
Like
no, only in multiplication. Only in multiply we cannot have. Means you are telling that you want to have R3, R3 here, correct?
Yes, sir.
That cannot be possible in multiply instructions. Okay, but other add and other instructions we can. You see here, add instruction can have R2, R2, but in multiply we cannot do. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So summary of these data processing instructions are given here, and this is the syntax. Opcode will be there, and the condition. Some condition if you want to, like I told you about these data processing instructions. You can give the condition. You know about conditions, right? If it is less than, if it is equal to, if it is negative, or if it is 0. If it is 0, you execute this instruction. Like that, we can give the condition. And I told you about this yes. Yes is used to update the flag register. When you are using the arithmetic instructions, this S, when you are suffixing on X in the instruction, it will update the flag register. Otherwise, it won't do it. Okay. So that is what is given here. Yeah, see, source 1 is always the register. So coming to data transfer instructions, when you want to transfer a data, consider you have a register here, 32-bit register. We have one more register, 32-bit. Both are 32 bits size. So this is 32-bit register and this is 32-bit register. You can do the data movement from this register to this register. Okay, and we can do the data movement from one register, means from multiple registers to other registers. Okay, so that is also possible. Single register load and store instructions and multiple register load and store instructions, and we can have the swapping also. The swap means exchanging the content between the register and a memory. We cannot do between memory and memory. You can see here these two are using load and store instructions, and this is using the swap instruction. There's an instruction called SWP. Using that we can do it. Okay. So this is the slide which shows the single register data transfer. See, these are the sizes of data which we are transferring. Okay. See, this word transfer. ARM processor is a 32-bit architecture, 32-bit processor. Okay. Here, I already told you in one of the sessions, 32-bit represents one word. Means one word represents 32 bits. Okay. So if you want to transfer or copy, means move the data from one register to another register, you need to use this LDR. It's a load register, and this, like, these two are used to copy between the memory and register and memory. Okay. So load register and store register are the two instructions which we are using here, and byte transfer, and this LDR B. See here, this B represents byte transfer. And if you want to transfer half word, means 16 bits, if you want to transfer, we can go with this instruction LDR H. This H represents the half word. Half word means 16 bits. Okay. And this LDR SB. SB is for half word. Half word means what? Half word. Half word I told, like, word is 32 bits. Half word is 16 bits. Okay. So, and all these instructions can be executed conditionally. So this is equal. See, this is the condition we are enforcing here, which is equal. Okay. And see this, the syntax and the meaning of these instructions are given here. Load register, store register, all these are given here. You can refer it later on. And coming to multiple register load and store instructions. Okay. So what is this multiple register load and store instructions? You have one register, like you have a register here. Okay, so all these are registers only. If you see the ARM architecture, there are registers from R0 to R15. Total of 16 registers are available. Suppose I want to transfer, or I want to move a data from this location. Okay, continuous 3 locations, I can do it. Okay, 3 locations data can be transferred into some other 3 registers. That can be done. Okay, see this instruction. LDMIA is the instruction, and try to understand this. LDM represents load multiple registers, and this IA is representing increment after. Okay, see what is this increment after, increment before, data decrement after, decrement before. So all these you can easily understand. Increment of, increase after. Okay, increase after we can do, decrease after we can do, increment, increase after, decrease after, increase before, decrease before, we can do it. Okay, now we see what this instruction is doing. See, this is the instruction LDMIA R1 comma, see in the brackets they are giving R0 comma R2 comma R0. So what is this given? We need to load multiple registers from the memory locations. Okay, that memory locations address is given by this R1 register. We go to R1 register, For example, R1 is here. R1 will be having some 32-bit number. Okay, this is used as the address, and to that address will go in a memory. Okay, the memory, it will go to the particular address and take the content of the memory location, and it will be copied into R0 register. Like you are incrementing. So, like after the first operation is done, the address, like the R1's address will be incremented. Initially, you'd have, for example, I'm telling a simple number. Initially, the R1's address will be some 111111 something like that. Okay, or 00 something. Take 32-bit number here. Okay, so some address is there. First, it will go to this, take the content in this, go to this address in a memory, and take the content of that location, move it to R0 register. Again, and after doing that, it will increment this number. Okay, so what it will do, after incrementing, it will go to the particular memory location which is pointed by this incremented address, take the content from that location and move that to R2 register, because you see this is R1, R0, R2 and R5. So first it will be done, then incremented. Once incremented, then R2, again it will be incremented, then it will go to R5. So copy the content of this location into R5. So this is what is done by this instruction. So what you have done here, increment after. Similarly, we can do increment before. Increment before means what? Before copying this content, we will decrement R1 minus 4 we will do. See, only 4 the increments will be there. When in ARM processor, when you are incrementing once, it means that we are incrementing with plus 4. Means it is telling 4 bytes. And the 4 bytes becomes 32 bits. That you should understand. Same thing is given here. And it is giving the summary of this increment after, or increase before, decrease after, decrease before. Okay, so this register indirect addressing also there. See, R0 comma in bracket you will give this R1. What it means? What is load instruction? Register. What is the meaning of this instruction? Yeah, first it will go to register R1. This is R1 register, for example. Okay, this is R1 register. Here we have some content, right? This content is used as the address, and go to the particular location in the memory. It will find this address. Okay, in the memory it will go to the particular address, take the content of this in the available in the memory, and then move it to R0 register. That is what is done in load register in this instruction. Similarly, store means just opposite. Okay, from the register it will move it to memory content. Okay. Yes, then swap instruction. So swap and swap byte instruction. This is one instruction, and this swap. Okay, swap is one instruction and swap byte is another instruction. Like the instruction is here. So this is swap instruction. This is swap byte instruction. What is the basic difference? One B is added here. Okay. So what this swap instruction is doing? It swaps a word. What is mean by word? In ARM processor, I told you 32 bits. If you want to swap a 32-bit content, then we'll be using this swap instruction. If you want to swap bytes, you know, byte means 8 bits. Swap byte. So what this will do? It will exchange the byte value, okay, between the register and the memory. How it is used? It is used to move a byte or word from the source register, RM. Okay, see, we want to see, this is the source register. We have one data here, and we have one memory here, and I want to exchange this value between this register and this memory location. Okay, so that here this swap instruction is doing that operation only. Okay, and stores the old memory contents in the destination register RD. Okay, so this is the swap instruction, and there are two variants. One is swap, another one is, I'm unable to find the cursor. One is swap, another one is swap byte. So coming to the control flow instructions. So these are the these are various control flow instructions we have. See the branch instruction, branch instruction, conditional branches, conditional execution, branch and link instructions, subroutine return, supervisor call, and jump tables. There are many variants here. We will see one by one. So branch instructions. If you want to change the control flow from one location to another location, simply we can use this branch instruction that is denoted by B. Simply, if you are writing on B branch to where it should branch, that is given by the label. This we know. We have done many experiments in the lab. Okay, there we will use some branching instructions. Okay, so this B represents the branching. This is unconditional branching. Implement the conditional branching also. How to implement the conditional branching? See this branch if not equal. What this is the program. We are not focusing on this program now. Try to understand only the branch instructions which come with conditional. So this is conditional branch instruction. What it is telling? If not equal, it will branch. Otherwise, it won't do it. Okay, it will go to the next location. Okay. So these are the various conditions we have. There are many conditional branch instructions, and there is something called branch and link. Okay. Conditional in branching instruction. With this is having a B in the instruction. Okay. There are many likewise we have different examples. Okay. So this is called conditional subroutine call, and this is called for calling it subroutine. So this is one instruction. Yes, thank you.